What kind of weird tragedy has befallen you in the last 24 hours?
I don't leave my house no more. I just go to the arena. I just come to the gym and back. I put on a bubble wrap on the way back to my car, and then I call Scotty, our trainer, and tell him I made it home safely. And then we set cameras up in the house so he can watch me from his house. It's crazy.
It's been one of those indescribable, right?
Yeah, it's been weird, man. I mean, the only way is up, though, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been saying that like 3 times now, but I mean, it is, you know. I'm still standing. I'm still here. That's how I look at it. Like, I figure it out. I've been through stuff, figured it out. I figured it out during the season in stretches. It's just trying to keep those stretches. There's always something that kind of stops them. So.
Yeah. But the reality is, they got you here for this time of year.
Yeah.
And that's all that really matters, given where you
are.
are.
I keep in my mind, like just knowing that, just be ready when you need to be ready. Like, not that I'm saying like I don't care about what's going on, but I'm just clarifying. But like, be ready when you need to be ready. And I'm a worker. I've been a worker, so I'm always being here. I'm always figure it out, and I'm gonna figure it out again.
Wayne was just saying this has a chance to be a very special season because these chances don't come around very often at all. Is that a message that the players are all getting, that how unique this opportunity might be?
Yeah, I think it's been kind of crazy because we expected to be good. Like, that was the expectation from day one. We expected to be great. We expected to be in a running for #1 in the East, having a chance to win the championship. So I think during the season, when you're in it, you kind of don't look at it the same way. You're looking at it like, all right, what we got to do to get the next game? What we got to do the next game? And you kind of bypass some of the stuff you're doing. I think for us, until we get to our final destination, we won't look at it that way, because for us, it's about trying to get better every single day and trying to get to that ultimate goal.
How much of the day was spent on defense?
Majority. Majority of it, a lot of film on it, a lot of just walk through technique stuff, and we'll do it again for shoot around like we've been doing, just continuing to refresh. It's not that we don't know how to do it, because we play defense, we've shown stretches. It's just about keeping it on guys' mental and keeping it fresh on guys' minds so the habits don't break, because it's hard. This month was hard to get practice time. We had a lot of games on the road, back-to-backs, things like that, and it's hard to practice, like hard practice, when you can get guys in game situations.
At this point, is film as important as on-court stuff?
100%. Because I think, as a lot of coaches say, the big eye in the sky don't lie. So I think being able to see yourself makes a big difference. Like, it's one thing for you to walk out the floor in a timeout and they be like, you got to be in this spot. And then when you see it on film and see it glaring right back at you, that if you were 2 steps over, you stopped a possession from happening one way, it makes a big difference.
And that's all it is, right? A couple steps, most things.
Yeah, most of the time it's just being a half step over or a half step earlier on the rotation, or the presentation from the time the team gets the ball stops them from being as aggressive. Like, and they're going to be nice, like a guy like Lou Williams does what he does. Like, he makes the quote-unquote shots, bad shots that people say, the shots you want him to take. That's what he does. But at the same time, there's a lot of things you can prevent, too.
What's the biggest difference between the best version of Serge and the version that at times you guys need more from?
Say it one more time.
What's the biggest difference between the best version of Serge and the version that at times you guys need more from?
Serge just needs to keep his confidence right now. He missed some shots. It happens. That's the only difference. The only reason you asking me the question is because he missed shots. He's doing all the other stuff he does. He just missed some shots, and you go through it. He's had a great year. As of most of our major guys throughout the year, he's just missing some shots right now. We talked about it yesterday after the game. I knew he was thinking about it because he asked me about my routine, like how many shots I would take after a game like that or stuff like that. And I told him, man, you just got to stick with what you do. What you do is what's been working. So just continue to work. All it takes is, you're never as far away as you think. Like, you never get too high, never get too low.
This is your first season with Kyle at point guard, but have you noticed him kind of ramping up to where he's at now?
That doesn't surprise me with him, though. He's that type of guy. Like, to him to kind of being aware of the moment, being aware of the rhythm he wants to be in going into the postseason, and just doing what he has to do. He's a guy that does a little bit of everything and whatever it is that he needs to do to win that game. If he's not shooting it well, he'll have 11 rebounds and 11 assists. He'll have a couple steals. He'll take a charge. He does everything that we need him to do. And I think the game DeMar sat in Orlando was kind of helped him get in that rhythm even more to do that, because he got to be extra aggressive and find some spots and kind of, not going to say force the issue, but just kind of be extra aggressive. And now you got both of them on top of their games and in a good rhythm. They're tough, and that shows. Like in the beginning of the game yesterday when both of them were picking their spots and finding each other. It's tough.
Wayne was mentioning that as a team, he's not happy necessarily how often you guys are going to the free throw line. Now, your situation's different because your situation's different. But as a team that wants to shoot a lot of three-pointers, how do you find the balance between doing that and attacking and creating contact?
I mean, we want to shoot three-pointers, but we also want rim shots too. That's basically the basis of the offense. And I think we got to do a better job of, I don't want to say searching for bodies going in there, but making sure we're aggressively going, not trying to dodge people.
Yeah.
If contact's coming, we embrace that too. I think we get a situation where you feel like you didn't get the last couple calls. Now you get in there and you try to dodge and contort your body and you miss contact. And now because you're dodging, they don't call fouls. Well, it's hard to see sometimes. I think we got to continue to just keep driving, keep being aggressive. I mean, and just, just play the game. I think it takes care of itself when you just play the game.
You guys got the Nuggets. Your impressions of Nikola Jokic and what he's doing for their offense?
They funnel everything through him a lot. From high post, low post, he passes the ball extremely well. He does a little bit of everything. Makes some threes. He plays at his own pace. It looks a little goofy sometimes. It looks a little crazy, but he gets it done. That's all that matters. And then those other guys have figured out if he's got it, just keep moving. And those guys like Gary Harris especially, he's a great cutter off the ball. He finds spots. He finds them on the weak side to shoot threes. They got a lot of guys that can score. And then Paul Millsap being back obviously changed the dynamic. They got a go-to guy in that mid-post area. So, I mean, they play hard, man. They're tough. Like, they give guys a lot of run for their money. I think their season has been up and down just because of injuries and things, but they're a really good, talented basketball team.
How different is it when you have a high-post player who can run the point as a defender? Because now you have to be a little bit more aware differently.
It changes the pressure put on your guards in the offense too, especially when you got guards like they do that can make shots. It allows them to move so much without the ball and freely without the whole defense's eyes set on them, handling it up top. And I think them being able to screen and move a lot, kind of like how what Golden State does, is why the court looks so big. Because now you have all those guys moving around and nobody kind of plugging the paint. And then when he's plugging the paint, he's scoring down there. So it's a tough dynamic.
What do you think of the chemistry between the group of reserves and where it is now compared to what it was like maybe the first day you arrived here?
The crazy thing is we've been like that since the beginning.
Oh, yeah?
We worked out together from day one. We were after practice, getting shots together, things like that, and it just created a rhythm. And then it took a little bit of time, confidence-wise, to believe in the group, obviously, because those guys had to play. They hadn't played as many minutes and had the roles that they had. But once we got to it and saying we were best in the league wasn't enough, we started believing it. And I think that was the biggest thing. And I think it changed everything because those guys believe in their skill sets. And it's about opportunity, and they got it, and it's been great.
What's it say about the organization and Casey that they let them have that opportunity? Because you said this team had great aspirations, and you put a lot of trust in a bunch of second and third year kids.
It shows them that they value their work. Those guys work hard, man. All through the summer, they with the coaches, they everywhere. They getting together and playing 5-on-5, playing 2-on-2, 3-on-3, all this stuff, working on the offense that we run, which is why I think they were able to pick it up so easily. And they were kind of like me. They had a lot of time on it, and then me, it was fresh for me. Like, that was all I knew, so it was easy to pick it up. And we just played a game. And those guys, like I said, they work extremely hard.
And Casey let him play through some
That's the
kid
other thing,
mistakes.
too.
That's the thing,
Yeah,
right?
he knew that there was going to be some bumps and bruises. And because he allowed them to play through it, there were less of them. He allowed us to find it, allowed us to find rhythms in games, allowed us to be able to, if we get punched first, it allowed us to be able to figure out how to punch back.
Yeah.
And that makes a difference. It built toughness, and it built a lot with especially a guy like Freddie who kind of naturally has that, but as for us to have it as a group for Pascal and Jakob to get the minutes to be able to take on the starters big when you see teams taking their starters out early so they can have some of them in against us. Now you feel like you don't have to do that too, and that makes a difference.
Every team that comes in here now, though, says, remarks about the bench and how good they are. Has it changed? Have all those kudos kind of changed the group in any way? Or
No.
No.
We appreciate the respect. It makes it even more fun when we still go out there and beat them because they know it's coming now. Like, there's no excuses. Like, there could have been excuses in the beginning because they were like, we don't skill set or scout report on guys, haven't played enough minutes. We don't know if he can do this, do that. Now they know. They know the 5 of us come off that bench and what we do. It's just a testament to playing the game the right way. You play the game the right way, it's hard to prepare for it no matter what. There's no predictability. There's no one guy who's getting the ball every single time, none of that.